Hello, my dears. Joy's here. So, this is going to be a follow-up to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What happened to Ralph? Ralph. First chakra Ralph Turtle. See, Ralph was meant to be the leader of the Turtles. But what happened to him... basically their whole family is underground in the sewers, and because they're mutants, like there's this issue of being able to protect your family when they can't even be known. And Ralph really has some issues about that. Like, how can I protect my family if we don't even have a stasis in society? We don't actually have a home. We have to live out in the sewers. So he's very restless, this turtle. He's always at night prowling on, his motorcycle. So he has a lot of anger. Ralph has a lot of anger issues in the Turtle series. And honestly, he's a first chakra, red chakra base that's out of balance. If you have too much anger and frustration, you need to get balanced. You need to work out. You need to find ways to channel it. And, you'll see him in like the movie in the park, and he's, doing some movement with his weapons, with his what do you call it, those daggers. And that's how he meets like another kindred spirit, Casey, I believe the character name was. And he too was in the park, and they were doing like the same thing, just kind of getting all this pent up aggression out by, I think they beat up a guy together. So it's like, that's how they met. So it's kind of like when you know someone who is frustrated and has kind of like an inner rage that needs to be channeled, to be harnessed. So why is Ralph particularly that way? Why is he unbalanced? Why is he angry? Why are you angry, Ralph? Let me tell you. So Ralph is related to, I would like to say, on a spiritual, if you relate the turtles to the black diaspora, it does make sense when you tie it to the black male and Egypt. So the black male, Egypt, and then you're going back to the pharaohs, Osiris. So the turtles are green. Osiris, it has like a variation of green to black color. So, well, for this case, the turtles are green. They have life. Osiris, he's the god of the dead, or Pharaoh, Pharaoh, god of the dead, who's a symbol of resurrection, green life for the black man. So when you look at the red chakra for the black man, let's say that, black men's original color is green, just hypothetically, right? To understand this concept more. So for red, the black man doesn't have a home, so he doesn't have a home base. Ralph doesn't have a home base established for his family, so he feels very frustrated, very unbalanced, because he doesn't have a stake in society. So red is like that. Like, when you don't have a home base, it's very hard to be the leader. That's why Leonardo has to take over as the leader, because he has more of a cool energy. He's blue. He has a more cool-minded, cool head. Like, I know strategy. Let me think this out. Ralph is all about action, and how can I lead my brothers of turtles into positive action if I'm always angry all the time, because we don't have a place of our own. And so that's kind of like the crux of the black man. Like, what is his staple in society, especially in America? What is his staple here? When, if you think of the story of the turtles, they're kind of unknown because of their mutation. And if people were to find them out, they'd probably be dissected, caught in this fiasco circus media frenzy. They would be a detriment for to their health, to their psyche as a family. So sometimes it can feel like that for black people. You have to kind of protect yourself, because when the media gets around you, like, they like to say things and just uproot and try to say things to make you feel like you're less of a human, less of a person. And so you want to be protective of yourself and your family. So you need a place, a home base to hide or to feel safe. And a lot of times we don't have that in the Black community. If you notice, there are many homes that are not, I mean, if you were to go into these homes, neighborhoods in the Black community, oftentimes, you know, sometimes there are generations that stay in certain areas. I know for certain cultures tend to do that, but oftentimes, you know, you might have Black people who are moving around a lot that get displaced. Gentrification moves in, and, you know, like, I want to buy this whole neighborhood for like a university or whatever, and, you know, they get moved out. I mean, and or, you know, the devil comes in and just like, all right, we're gonna take your home, so you can't stay here past a generation. It's just, it is what it is. And meanwhile, you have other cultures who've managed to have their home for several generations. So what is the psyche of, we can't have a home base here? So it's just that feeling of being unloved and feeling alienated in society. And if you compare that with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they feel, you know, like they're the oddball, strange creatures because they're mutated turtles. It's never been seen before, and they always feel self-conscious about that. And so that's why Ralph is his chakra is always messed up, because I mean, if you notice in the movie, he gets more chill when he's able to connect with a human being on the surface, April, the reporter, and he's able to come into her apartment, and he gets a little cooler and more mellow, because I think that's more of a realization. Yes, I'm being accepted into this world. You know, they're befriending two people, April, the reporter, and Casey. So the positive reactions that they have, or interactions they have with these two humans on the surface, is what starts to change Ralph's energy up. And the more he feels connected to, you know, surface dwellers, like he feels like, okay, maybe we are okay. You know, it won't be such a bad reaction if we come out, whatever, we have friends here. So yeah, like, I feel like, to relate to the Black man in society and its community, if we have, like, if it feels like we have allies or kinship with other cultures, you know what I mean? Where if, you know, the society here acknowledged us as, you know, working, abiding citizens, and, you know, like, if you had that sense of belonging, then you would feel a little bit well-rounded, right? So that's just my opinion with the whole Ralph connection with the Black male, and the red chakra being off, not having a firm footing in the home, not having a home, just always being displaced and uprooted, and just not very well accepted in society because of your difference. So I hope you like that part 2 for why is Ralph so angry. You know, some things that could probably help get the first chakra in balance. I know for a lot of males who have first chakra issues, mainly, they tend to go to work that out in, like, the gym, like boxing gym. If you do, like, martial arts, some kind of physical activity really can help channel that energy. Although being channeled and working towards something higher, achievement in that sport can help you to calm down. It might make you more aggressive. So it is a combination of doing two things, really, like working your body to a higher achievement, and then also working your mind and cooling your mind with meditation, prayers, so you can be, like, more at one with yourself and more balanced. And then really try to find, like, your higher cause here, like your higher purpose, to feel more connected to, you know, who you are as a person and what you're doing here. So that's definitely a start for finding your foundation for the first chakra, or getting your first chakra in order, as you say. Okay, so that's my brief video. So hopefully you guys like it.